Hi everyone. Thank you for watching. By law, I have to tell you that this is for entertainment purposes only. All videos are property of Psychic Liz Cross, LLC. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm here with the amazing psychic Liz Cross. How are you doing today?
I'm amazing, Mr. Photon. What do you have for us today?
So we're doing our weekly financial update. Big news this week is the Clarity Act. That's what everybody's talking about. And if you don't know, that is to do with the crypto legislation in the United States, which would affect a lot of different things, even around the world as well. So there's a deadline coming up next week for them to
Hmm.
make some headway on the Clarity Act or possibly even pass it. It's possible, but they recess August 7th or 10th, I believe. There's been talk and rumbles that Trump has been in there pushing for this thing to get pushed through. And that there's talk that there's even, there's Democrats that are more for it now, and there's more Republicans that are more for it now. So it's got a higher chance. That's what the rumor is. So we'd like to ask about the Clarity Act. So is it going to get passed by next week, or is it just going to sit on the shelf until September?
It's not going to get past next week.
Okay. And there's not going to be any, positive movement on it at all. It's just going to just sit there like it has been.
Is there going to be any? They're going to have to work some more things into the act.
Yeah. Yeah, and we keep getting that. We've been following this for quite a while. Every time it comes around, everybody's sure it's going to get passed, and we've seen that it just the can keeps getting kicked down the road. So, Bitcoin's up today, and I think it's probably wise because everybody's expecting something to happen with this. So it sounds like it won't, and you can expect what might happen after that. So the other thing we want to talk about is, well, the markets themselves. We've been covering SpaceX every week for our members, and I have to say, I mean, we did pretty well on it so far. And even last week, we literally, as we were recording it, we were saying we were at the highs for the week. We literally just went down from there, and our targets was, in the low 20s to, mid teens. And we hit our target 119. So that was an amazing short opportunity. And for those that wanted to buy some, look, you're up 6% today. So this is the kind of stuff we do for our members over there. And we'll have another look at that today. But we'll give you a taste of what we do. The other thing we do is we have requests from our members on different equities and cryptos. So this week we have a bunch of requests as usual. And what we do is for the equities, we're looking out 5 years. So we're trying to get a handle on what you guys can invest in now for those of you that are long-term holding, not necessarily day trading, although you can use this information to day trade as well, I guess. We're looking out the next 5 years, the energy of the stock, and if it scores higher, then we want to know a rough estimate of what the potential is it can do percentage wise, or X's as we say. So 2X is 200% or 300% or 400%, which would be a 4X, right? So that's what we do every week for our members. We've gone through, I have this list here on the right hand side. We've gone through all of these stocks for our members. So I
Mhm.
haven't counted how many there are, but I know we got to be pushing over 100 now, if not more, probably like 200. So there's a lot of information there. You can go back and watch those videos over the last months to kind of get a good 5 year view of what you're interested in. We've covered all the top stuff. So let's get into that. So Norfolk Southern Corporation, this is NSC. Someone's requested this. How well does NSC do over the next 5 years on a scale of 1 to 10?
It's just average. That's a 5.
Okay,
It
fair
does
enough.
okay.
Okay, let's do one more here. This is First Trust Nasdaq Clean Edge Smart Grid Infrastructure Index. It's a mouthful, but the ticker is GRID, GRID.
Oh.
To make it simple for you, how well does GRID do over the next 5 years on a scale of 1 to 10?
That scores a 7.
Okay. So it's currently trading at $179 per share. Over the next 5 years, is it possible it could double or more?
It can.
Okay. All right. So we'll log that down. So that's, a little bit higher than average. So you might be interested in looking at something like that. What else? So let's look at the S&P 500 because this really is going to determine where all of your equities go for the most part. And we've been covering this. For our members, we also have charts that are astrological in nature, which are very accurate on the larger term, long term, looking out, where the highs and lows might be. So we've been following that on the S&P, also on Bitcoin, pretty regularly. So where are we today? We sold off here last week over the week, so we're a little bit down. Now we're into the summer, right? So this is the summer months where everything kind of gets boring usually. So where are we looking at for the S&P 500 over the next week? We're currently at 7,500, we'll call it today. Over the next week, could we see prices below 7,400?
So we can see prices below 7,400. Over the next week, can we see prices below 7,000? If it does go, it's only going to touch it, but I'm getting a no.
Okay. All right. What about to the high side? Do we get above 7,600 over the next week?
7,600. No.
Okay. What about 7,580? Would we get above that or close to it?
580. I think we could 7,005. I think we could get there.
Okay. So that sets up a little bit of a range for us to watch. And this is again, it's giving you what we do for our members every week. It's going to set us up with a nice range here for the week for those of you that are day traders. And we do this. We're on the second part of this video. We're all going to line it up with the astrological as well to see how that looks, to look at a little bit further. But yeah, we have a lot of value for our members over there. We're also going to look at the Robinhood chain. So last week we had two coins that did 10x each that we called. So that's 1,000% gains in a couple days, which doesn't happen every week. Doesn't happen every week, but when we do catch one, you want to be there for it. And so I immediately posted those in our private membership Discord as soon as we did the probe, and everybody had a chance to get in. If they were, if they were operating on Robinhood, I put the call out about 2 weeks ago saying that people should get their ducks in order there because there's probably going to be opportunities, and we found a couple already. So we're going to do more of that as well on the second part of this video. We're going to look at Bitcoin for the next month. And see where that's going, and also the astrological charts. So you don't want to miss that. If you guys are trying to beat the inflation out there, which is we only know it's going to get worse, that's what we've been calling forever. You need to have some sort of assets, whether that's equities or, if you want Bitcoin or gold or silver, you really have to think about holding that and not cash going forward over the next years to really outpace the inflation and hopefully, just not keep up with it, but outpace it and make some money. So that's where we're focusing. And we hope to see you on the second part of this video for our members.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. See you on the flip side.